All right, well, good morning, everybody. Here we are in our first episode, and want to introduce the Mushroom Club. You know what the Mushroom Club is, Dane?
The room with no walls?
The Mushroom Club, right? This is the Mushroom Club. No, this is Surfer Mushroom and Mushroom Dad. We're a bunch of fun guys.
fun guy.
Come on now.
Nice.
See that? This is not a free advertisement for Mutts, but wanted to give you breakfast. So yeah, this is our first episode, so we wanted to reach out to you guys here, and if there's any other mushrooms out there, fun guys, that want to join in and watch our episodes here. We're going to be talking about private property and our rights to private property. That's our platform. And we live in the greatest country in the world, the United States of America.
Go USA.
Go USA, right? This is why we got the freedom flag here. But we also like to present topics of the day that affect our property rights and our private property as Americans, right? As we work in the greatest country, and we're blessed to be living in the best country in the world for our freedoms, freedom of speech, freedom to own private property. And that is the American dream, right? Is to own a home and own private property and fulfill your dream of home ownership. So anyways, so what are we going to talk about today, Dane? Surfer mushroom?
I don't know. Pursuit of happiness?
Pursuit of happiness.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a great one in the Constitution.
It is.
Right? Did you know that in the original Constitution, it said the right, the freedom to, what was it? There's three things. Pursuit of life. Liberty. And the original Constitution said property. Did you know that?
I did not.
Now it was amended to say life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So, yeah, so we've got some topics going on today that's affecting our little city here in Southern California, Imperial Beach.
So Imperial Beach is a small town and one of the most affordable beach towns in California. And we have a huge issue with campaign finance reform. And the issue is huge amounts of outside money is pouring into candidates that are coming and pushing narratives that don't align with our city's feel or goals.
Right, the negative impacts of campaign finance from the Democrats, really, if you think about how they won the supermajority here in the state of California. It has gotten out of hand and it's gotten out of control, and it's time for citizens to organize and counter that, because that's where they get all their power.
Correct.
Agreed?
So what we're advocating for in Imperial Beach is that when a candidate runs for city council or mayor, that their funds come from within the city. So we're pushing for a $250 campaign cap per individual. That way, you know, when it comes down to ethics, if someone gets more than $250, they actually have to file a piece of paper. If they vote on any issue, say Dante gives me $300 and I vote for Dante's shop to go through, then I have to file an ethics form. But at $250, you do not. And so I think that makes it fair and balanced.
Agreed. I think that's a very fair way and reasonable, practical way to keep account of all the financing that's going on with these candidates. So as some of you probably know, in the past, Dane has run for city council. I myself have run for the school board, and you know, there's a lot of financing that's going on with those candidates. So anyways, wanted to so bring that up
Yeah.
for our viewers.
Yeah, so we're involved in the community. We love property rights. We love community, and what we see a need for is campaign finance reform. Due to the fact that the last mayoral race, $260,000 was poured into a campaign, and 98% of it came from outside of our community. So you have maybe $5,000 was donated locally, and 255,000 of it came from outside, and that's going to sway huge when it comes to votes. People are like, oh wow, look, she's on Facebook, this, that, the other. But if we kept it, community based, I think it would have went a different way.
Yeah, I'm all about locals only in terms of our power as a community, where locals are in control of our city government, local governments only, limited government, in terms of getting into our affairs and our private affairs. I'm all about having government less in our lives than having them more regulating our lives. So good points, Dane. I did want to bring up the fact that our current mayor, I heard that they were giving out free gas cards, and I can't confirm that, but that was a rumor going around in our local community, that the way that they're getting their votes is giving them out $25 gift cards. I mean, and that's why the need for campaign finance reform, right? They got all this money and they can buy gas cards and influence the vote that way. So,
well, what we do know is that a lot of that money, they said, wasn't being used to use union walkers, but they hired union walkers and were paying them to go walk and campaign for her,
right,
and collect ballots. So they're going to, communities where maybe they don't normally vote, and they're going out and saying, hey, can we help you fill out your ballot? And if you're uncomfortable, you can give it to us and we can fill out for you.
Yeah.
And yeah, California allowed ballot harvesting, which is, another issue.
There is a potential there for fraud, absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree.
But at the end of the day, it'd be a lot better and even-keeled if we had campaign finance reform, where we know the money came from all within the city, and it allows the city to have their voice heard, versus some millionaire or billionaire from North County and trying to push an agenda in our city and change the whole community so that it benefits them in the future. Say they're going to build on the beach, they're going to build a skyrise, they're going to do a bunch of low-income housing. We want to have a voice in that, not someone else.
Right. Well, having some kind of control for that financing for candidates, I really think that would be an equalizer here for all candidates, especially in the local races. That would make it a lot more fair and a lot more, like you said, even-keeled. And because the impact starts in your local city government, and if you can make an impact, if you feel that you can, you want to step up to the plate and run for local government, by all means, I encourage you to do that, because that's the best way you can make an impact. Because all this money that's being financed through outside interests of our communities are impacting our city governments, going to the county government, going to the state governments, and they're trying to reach out to the federal governments now. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so with being such a small community and being the last affordable beach town, we don't want the feds, we don't want the state, we don't want the county telling us what to do. We should have elected officials that represent us locally.
That's right.
And so,
yeah,
get involved. I ran for city council not knowing what I was getting into, just because in my heart I knew it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And I knew there was huge issues that were coming, and now they're here. And so we're speaking to campaign finance reform because it affects all of us. And at the end of the day, who do you want in your community? You know? And if you look just north of us, Coronado, really well-ran city,
Yep.
has campaign finance reform.
Yes.
And it's
Great example.
$250 per person, and you have to raise money from within the city. And they have really, you know.
Yeah. The residential zones are planned perfectly. They've got, you know, regulations where you can't build certain ways, but the local government is where it's at. That's where it starts. And, you know, kudos to you to run for that and try to make a positive impact. But when you start to begin to understand, you as a private property owner, okay, you have a lot of power. Okay, you're paying property taxes. And if you as a group go to City Hall and you say, hey, we don't like this or we don't like that, and you go to your elected city official, they're gonna go up to bat for you because you are paying their stipend, you are paying city government services because our property taxes, gosh, right now our home values have increased, so
Yeah.
you have a lot of power as a private property owner. If you're a homeowner or a business owner that owns a business here in Imperial Beach, you have a lot of power. So we're looking to, you know, have that collected power locally here to make a positive impact here in Imperial Beach. So property tax owners, you know, you guys got to wake up because the city of Imperial Beach, if it continues to be regulated by some of these officials here, mismanaged, right?
Yeah, so,
taxes. I mean,
so we want leaders that live and own in Imperial Beach,
yep,
so that we can be a collective and, you know, keep our small beach vibe,
yeah,
and quality of life.
yes,
So in the pursuit of happiness, I wish everyone that they could own a piece of property because that's how you attain wealth over time. And through paying our property taxes, it should go to just causes, not to, you know, pet projects.
right. I'll give you a good example. So we have a person there that's being paid by our local city Imperial Beach government as an environmentalist, I would say a consultant, and he's on our city payroll. But if he's working for the County of San Diego for their best interest, our taxes should be paid by, well, our taxes are paying through the County of San Diego. It should be coming from the county, not from our general fund, not from our treasury. And he makes $125,000. His name is Chris Helmer, by the way. And he makes $125,000 out of our city treasury, right? Let the county government pay for his salary. So, you know, those are one of the examples that I like to see that $125,000 go to a better, you know, cause for our local residents and homeowners here in Imperial Beach.
Yep.
So
And
that's just one example.
It's more of an environmental activist.
Yeah.
He
Yep.
doesn't represent the people,
That's
but
right.
he's getting paid on our payroll from
That's
our
right.
taxes.
Exactly.
And how much better can we use that money? Parks and recreation,
Right.
having a sandcastle weekend,
Yep.
things that benefit our community,
Yeah.
not the County of San Diego, not Sacramento,
Yeah.
not the federal government. That's not what our taxes were here for.
Yeah, so that would be an example, you know, and I'm sure there's other examples there that we can trim our local government salaries. And I'm sure that some of you might be, you know, against this, but this is the private property tax that we pay into the county and into our city treasury. You know, the sales tax just came up, you know, last year, right? It
Yep.
was enforced, was it 1 cent now? Or
Yeah, they raised it.
for every 1 cent, if you're doing business within Imperial Beach. So that's another tax that's being generated here locally. Where is that money going, right? So like Dane said, you know, city residents, property owners here in Imperial Beach come first. We're first, right?
We should be.
And we should be.
Yeah.
We should be. And I'm not.
We pay for it.
We pay for that through our property taxes, and you know, that's just one point that I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
Anything else on campaign finance reform? I think there's going to be some meetings coming up.
Yeah. What were the dates? August.
They're going to talk about it, introduce it when they return from their summer break, I guess, in September maybe. I'm not sure.
I believe it's in August.
Yeah.
So I'll get the dates and
Yeah.
we'll post it.
Yeah.
But we need to get involved. Our
Yeah.
community needs to get involved.
Yeah.
We need campaign finance reform.
Yeah.
We can't have hundreds of thousands of dollars pouring in to elect candidate that do not represent our local constituents. It's unacceptable.
Right.
It's un-American.
Yeah, so if we continue the pace we're going to be going at right now, the current, you know, status quo, that's why I wore this hat here. You see that? It says everything hurts. I'm telling you, everything's going to be hurting, okay?
Yeah.
Physically, spiritually, emotionally, like Dane said, quality of life here in Imperial Beach. And we need to get you involved, and you know, it's a call to action. It really is a call to action, and we highly encourage you to get involved, get out there, have some fun with us, you know. We are the Mushroom Brothers, right? This is fun guy number 1, and I'm fun guy number 2. Try to be. Yeah, you can see how much fun we're having here. What do you think of these microphones, Dave?
Yeah, they're heavy.
Can you feel that?
Woo!
Can I see it? Very
Can
heavy.
you hear us?
Can you hear me now? All right, folks. Well, thank you for joining us here today, and thank you, Brother Mushroom. Appreciate all your
Yeah,
help.
thanks for your time.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right.